Oh, yes. Good evening, y'all. Doggone it. I finally got it together for a minute. Hey, hold on here. They're trying to play this music, my closing music. Uh, Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are. Laguerre Wallace, my moderator. Thank you, darling, for being here. Mr. Gerald Bell, I see you up here saying hello. Hello to you too, sir, also. And to those in the clouds that are listening or wondering what I'm talking about with my uh, let's just say it's not clickbait. I'm going to talk about things that old folks used to do and old folks used to say back in the day. I thought about this channel and what I want to bring out there to you guys. I want to bring out, when I say just my thoughts, it's just my thoughts. And next month, we're going to open it up a little bit more to where I'm going to bring people up because, as we know, people are porn bombing. There's uh, doing things, they're striking channels and all this other stuff. And I'm going to kind of protect myself, even though everybody knows who I am and what I do. Uh, but yeah, we're gonna have the lines. I'm not gonna have no phone lines or anything like that. We're gonna have straight up, drop the link, you hit it and tell me what you think type stuff. And then we'll talk about things that make a person feel good during the day and during the week. Uh, like I said, I've tried to figure out what I'm going to do with this platform. And basically, when I put in the title, telephone, telegram, and teleninja, I got to thinking about the things that we do. I was told that years ago when I was a child. Telephones. Yeah, we had telephones back then. We could call in to people, and sometimes we even had the party line where people would get on and gossip. Right now, we call them cell phones. You know, there's no rotary or dial phones out there. Too many people don't have them. They still have touch tone phones, you know, in some homes. But far as everything goes, it's these computerized phones that we have. And trust me, people, your phone is a computer. Your phone they can tell where you are, where you at, and what you're doing. We have all kind of things or gadgets on here to find out if we're lost or somebody stole our phone and they're using it. So yeah, you can be found no matter what if you're using any type of computerized device or anything. Um, Telephones back then, like I said, they were made for gossiping. And that's what they are. That's what they're now, you know, for now. They're gossip items. Telegram. Well, when I think of Telegram, I think of Western Union back in the days when you could send a telegram to a person and they'll get it, you know, but they had to pay for it. Now you got, what do you call it? Instagram. Instagram, you don't have to pay for it. You just get you a little name, get you a little address. You can get on there and you can Instagram anybody that you want, and y'all can sit back and talk about people. But the problem comes in with that Instagram, so can other people. Other people can get on your Instagram with you, and three or four or five people can get on your Instagram with you and gossip also. So that's not far off too from that Telegram stuff. Uh, and then there's Teleninja. Well, back then we said the hard N word. You can tell that person something, and I'll be damned. Everybody gets it, but once in a while that story changes. So when you tell a ninja something, one, and then by the time it gets around to 30, the whole complete story has changed. And I'm willing to bet that half the stuff that I say on here today is going to start out one way, and by the time it gets around another way, somebody's going to tell the story completely different. So that's why I titled this Telephone, Telegram, and Tell a Ninja, because when you tell a ninja something, they're going to add to it. They're not going to say, well, to be honest with you, I really don't know what he meant or what he said or what he or she said. They're going to put together their own spin of it. They're going to put together the things that they want to hear, or they might want to just change it up to make them look like a liar or something. I have to admit that I've been telling people, I listen to a lot of people. There are a lot of people on YouTube that sometimes I drop down in the clouds to give my opinions. Other times I just stay up in the clouds and let them know, hey, I listen to you. And for people to get mad with other people when they go to somebody's platform to say hello or to listen to what they have to say about anything, and then they want to get mad and drop down and tell a person, you need to do this, you need to go, that's asinine to me. If you don't want to hear me, you turn me off until I leave that platform. And if I'm still up on the platform, if you got something positive to say, I'll listen. I'm not going to sit up here and try to disgrace you because you just don't like me. You just don't care about me, and me being 100% human being and a man at that. I can't for the life of me understand why we as ninja people, okay, we are quick to degrade one another and talk about one another, even though some of it might be warranted. But I think about the apparatus we're on. Who owns this apparatus? Who operates this apparatus? Who programmed us to be able to get on here and watch things and say the most downright disgusting things? Uh, yeah, I could do that. I could be that type of person, but I choose not to be right now. Now, this is not saying that because I'm an old man, I haven't learned in life how to cuss out a person, how to disgrace a person, or even to talk about a person. But at my age now, I've chosen to try to get out good information, to try to get things the good way people like to hear about things. I want to hear their stories about growing up, maybe, even though, hell, if you're 30ish. Hello, Jackson Street 2300, dear. Glad to see you. Glad to see you, baby. That's another thing. If I insult people by calling them baby or something, let me know. Okay. I don't want to. Women especially. Women are, like I said. I've been around women for, oh God, ever since I was a child. I can say that. Uh, yeah. Hey, baby. Love you too. Uh, I've been around women. My mom was a woman. I've got sisters, they're women. I got people, I got aunts, I got cousins that are female. So it's not that it's anything of a disrespect or anything towards me. Some women with that women's lib stuff, it's not disrespectful that I think about it like that. I don't try to put you ladies in a category to where I love one better than the other. I believe all women are beautiful in God's eyes. He created woman for a man, but it's the way that the man treats that woman that would either mold her to become a better woman, an understanding woman, or she could be the downright devil and hate men all their lives. Some women are born different. Some men are born different. There are some men that like men, some women that like women. But is that for me to judge? No, because I have members in my family that love the same, as Jay Wilson would quote, the same sex love, same, gender loving people. But that does that make me hate them? No. What I try to do is get an understanding and realize that everybody doesn't think the same, everybody doesn't look the same, and even heterosexual people, they don't get along, people. We don't get along. You know, guys are out there trying to vie for the rights to have the prettiest woman, the most gorgeous woman. Let me tell you something, fellas. If you get my age, and I'll put it this way, if you get my age, you'll look back on the times and realize that the women that we were seeking and looking at, and look where they're at now, you will thank your lucky stars that you didn't marry them. You see what I'm saying? Or that you didn't have children by them. Not saying that they're bad or anything, but God put women in our lives for a reason. And that's either to make us men or to break us as men. And the only reason that we're going to get broke is because we allow the devil to come in and do certain things. And the same thing goes for women. They'll put a beautiful man in front of them. Hey, he doesn't have to be the richest man. He'll put a kind-hearted gentleman in front of them, and they will treat him like crap. So where you live, where you go, what you say and what you do in a relationship makes it what it makes it is. It is what it is, and I'm not trying to tell you how to do it. I'm just trying to tell you from my point of view, in my life of 75 years of living, I've had women good and I've had women bad. And I've also ran into some situations to where I didn't know. Okay. Does that make it stupid? Does that make it real stupid that I had a situation in my life and I'm willing to tell you what what I did about it? And at that time growing up, I was being a man. I wasn't being a coward. I wasn't being a down low person. I was being a black man the way my father taught me to be. After I done it, I felt guilty in a way, because what if I'd have killed that person? Because my anger was so great because you lied to me. That's another thing. Going out to bars and going out on these streets, you meet a person and they're not who they say they are. That right there is the most disgusting, the most asinine thing a human being can do to another person. If you like certain things, let that person know. If you don't like it, you let them know. And it's up to them to decide if they want that. You just don't trick a person into doing something for you. Just like here on these beefing channels here where I'm at on YouTube. I never thought that when I first came on here, that I was in a sector where there were I know it were predominantly women, okay? There were men on there. And I know there were some gay men on there because a lot of them I've seen before and heard before. But just because when I came into that sector, people were judgmental. They heard how I sounded. They didn't know what I looked like at first. Well, yeah, they did. Some of them did, because I did post myself up there. Was that a mistake for me to do? No. I'm not blaming anybody for wanting to come out and be themselves. Hello, Candy Cane dear. I see you guys. I'm just trying to keep my thoughts together. So Gail's taking care of some of that for me. When I didn't think about people, us as ninjas, were so evil that disgusting. No matter what was said or what was done or how you try to treat people, there was always that devil in a person. I just I thought about just getting on here, having fun, joining the crowd, and doing what I normally do. Just talk sometimes and play my music. I made the mistake of, as they say, being in the cult or trying to follow the crowd. Yeah, I did. Because of why? Because of a certain individual that every time I heard him talk about her, I would say, well, hell, I guess it's all right for us to do. You see what I'm saying? When you allow people to say and do things to certain people, when you get with them, you want to try to be part of the mix. So you do those little stupid, silly things. Everybody knows my story. I'm not going to repeat it too much. I'll give you a short version. I disrespected a woman. People on the platform didn't like it. A majority of the women didn't like it. I went back and apologized. And then there were some people on there that said I was a damn fool for apologizing, which, it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt to say I'm sorry. I never should have done that because I was following someone or listening to someone that would sit up there and call you those names or talk about you in that way. Yes, I'm not going to try to hash over that again. I'm just going to say that it was a point that I learned that we can't. You don't follow the leader. In other words, you just don't do what everybody does. You don't say what everybody says, and you definitely don't act the way people want you to act. Now, with that being said, I want to say, like I said before, I know my platform isn't that big, but I do have 200 subscribers, so I feel good about that. And they were wondering when I was going to get back on here and do something. Like I said, I'm going to be on here doing stuff that I would normally do on my music channel. And you guys know, some of you guys know I have a music channel, some don't. But if you go over there and check out, and I'm in there under my real name, so I don't try to hide anything. It's William Carruthers. That's my name. That's what I was born with. You know, like I said, when I came here on YouTube, it never dawned on me to be false as a false person. It never dawned on me to be a troll as we have now. It never dawned on me to get behind the scenes and talk about people, get phone numbers and do that and do this with them. And, even going there striking their pages because they said something about me that I didn't want. I didn't like. I took everything in stride. I'm taking things in stride. And am I too old to learn life's lessons? No, because life teaches us all a lesson. Either you're going to put your best foot forward and keep moving, or you're going to be like a turtle and go up in the shell. And let me tell you, people, for 75 years, I have been fighting. I've been fighting all my life. I was fighting before there was a YouTube. I was fighting before a lot of you were even born. I was out there in the trenches doing things to being able to have good things, to have people and women, black women especially, to get out there and show their pride, to be able to speak about things that they enjoy in life without repercussions and even their rights as a woman. So you women out there, regardless if you're straight or gay, whatever, I applaud you, because if it wasn't for you women, us men wouldn't be here. And I don't care what anybody says. They can say I'm sucking up or doing whatever. You guys, if you would learn to respect yourself more and be humble, there's nothing wrong with being humble. But you should know when to hold them, when to fold them, you know, and just get out the game. Am I getting out the game? No, because I enjoy life that much. The game I'm talking about is entertaining, being able to have people come up here with something positive to say, something great to say. Like Jackson, I'm going to use you as an example, darling. You know, I've been following you ever since you got hit by that truck. This woman has made a remarkable recovery, y'all. And God, with God's help and God's grace, she's back up again. Now, what she does on her platform, I'm not going to talk about because that's Jackson 2300 for you. But it's her right as a woman to do that. And I know it was very trying for her to learn to walk again, to be able to just take a step with God's mercy and love. Hey, He gave her a second chance. And I know she's going to do right with it. Hopefully. If not, well, hey, that's YouTube for you. To Miss T Velocity, I was there with you this afternoon. I heard what you said, and I'm trying to be on the same wave that you are, in a way, but in a different way as a man. Because a man and a woman, they do not think alike. They don't often agree on things. But when you have a woman like you that is positive, and I'm not saying there's not a lot of other positive women out there, because I'm going to name a few. And if the ones that I missed got something bad to say about me later on, it's because I missed you. Maybe it's because I didn't mention your name. I didn't write it down. This is off the top of my head. The women that have influenced me the most here on YouTube. And you ladies may not like each other, but as a man, y'all have helped me to be a better man at my old age. And I'm gonna start with Tracy. Yes, Tracy, that's one woman. To see her enjoy life and have fun. Hey, I don't agree with everything she says or how she does it, but I enjoy Tracy. I enjoy Pizarro, the spaceship. I'm her stowaway, as I lovely call myself that, because when Pizarro first came on, she didn't allow men up on her panel. And as the months and years evolved, I see men up there, but shit, I don't know, Pizarro. Is a gay man a man to you, or is or is a gay man a woman to you? I mean, it blows my mind, because men are men, regardless. If they're gay, if they love other men, they're still men. So you are allowing men on your platform. I also used to watch Brianna Pettyville, darling. You know, I took you as, I call you my daughter. You know, we had connections a long time ago. A lot of people don't know it. I love you, Brianna. No matter what size you are, you're still one of my favorite content creators, female. That brings me to Lady Nika. Lady Nika, I fell in love with you when you told that story about that Jamaican man that that you might have had a bad experience with and stuff like that. But then again, when I thought about it myself, I thought, hey, I lived in Mississippi before now. Uh, did I ever run into you? I lived in the South. Did I ever run into you? My father's Jamaican. So I'm just saying, and she's a beautiful woman too, y'all. She's entertaining to me. That's why I use the catchphrase Shaba at the end. What can I say about Faith Yaya? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say. Faith, you better come get these damn twins. I'm tired of Let me stop, y'all. But no, those are kind of things that make me think about stuff that I had fun with. When Faith Yaya and I were up there, and Nika and all of us were together, I know they're all separate now. Those fond memories when Yaya put them two little ugly babies, and I got to say, yeah, they did look like me in a way up there. It gave me something to laugh at. I even enjoyed Faith Yaya's laugh, you know. And I thought about it when she had her camera slip or whatever. That that didn't matter. To me, it don't matter, because let me tell you, folks, I've had some ugly women, as y'all want to call them, ugly out there in my life, and I've had some beautiful women out there. Faith Yaya is not ugly. She's a beautiful black queen, and I'll always call her that, no matter what. Yes, Faith Yaya. Uh, I've had my run in with women on here on the platform that don't like me, because why? I don't know. I do know sometimes it's the competition. And I want to say to Jay Dunn, not a lot of people, y'all go sit up there, oh, here he goes. He going to get struck and all. No, 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 no. Jay Dunn is the real, what you call lesbian type woman. She don't want to be bothered with a man per se, because why? Men and Jay Dunn are in competition for what? Women. Okay. Be it straight or be it gay, they're still women. You know, have I ever got into it with another woman about a woman? Sure I have. Sure I have. It's not my first rodeo, people. Like I tell everybody, living 75 years, you've seen a lot of things, you've done a lot of things in life, and you also can reiterate the way the modern day person is today. So yeah, Jay Dunn. I'm crazy about Jay Dunn, but like I said before, uh, we're in competition because she likes women and I like women. So there it is. You know, does that make her less of a woman? No. Does it make her a man even? No. But her spirit is that of men. Okay? That's what I'm saying. My next content creator, as far as females go, I'm going through the females first. I'm trying to keep it up. Uh, Deidre, lit all day. What can I say about you, Deidre? I've watched you in competitions. I've watched you. I even go back to the times where you and I were on a platform talking to each other when you had your problems with the alcohol and drinking, but you were still fun. You laughed. You made me laugh. I could get up there and cut up with you, you know. But that was a time and a period that you went through. You know, I'm not going to down you for it, but what I am going to do is down you for not doing enough of the acclamations like you used to do in the morning, because to me, though, I love that, Deidre. I love you changed, baby. I love you found you a good man. I love you that you got your kids back, your children back with you. You're proud. You're a beautiful woman. Okay. I'm so proud of you, Deidre, lit all day. That's all I'm going to say about it. Candy Cane, what can I say about you, sweet? I don't know. And see, a lot of things that people on here, I don't know if they're man, woman, straight or gay, or heterosexual. I just want to communicate, just be honest. I try to be as honest as possible in my life when it comes to who I love, what I love, and how I like to do things. But there is one thing that irks me and irks me the worst, is that when you betray someone that you love and you supposedly cared about, and you have to move on. Do you get bitter and talk about them? No, you don't get bitter and talk about them. You move on. As a man, you move on. I can't say what women won't do or will do. Some women do move on, you know, and then some men get mad because that woman has moved on. But we have to respect each other as human beings, especially the way the world is today, the turmoil that we're going through, and the kind of things that we say to each other. You know, I don't want to be. I'm not a peacemaker. Trust me, I'm not a peacemaker, because I have fought in wars, and I wasn't running out there with a white flag trying to kumbaya with the enemy. But once I know that you're my enemy, hey, I know what to stay away from. I know what not to do, but I do know what to do. Okay. Another content creator, YouTube cameras, dear, I love you. You're great. I love the things you do. Uh, your down the middle approach with YouTube is outstanding to me. I wish I could do half the things that you do or say half the things that you say, and just let people realize, hey, I'm just here to report stuff, you know. And I see how people might turn on you and say the things because you're a brilliant young lady. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. You two cameras. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me up on your platform. Thank you for giving me the news that I can use. Okay. Thank you. Barry Carey. Barry Carey. What can I say, dear? The only thing I'm going to say about you, Barry Carey, is I want more karaoke. I enjoy you, enjoy life. I enjoy those twisted brain thoughts that you have in the morning. And yeah, it might end up talking, we might end up talking crazy on there, but you try to bring out the best in people with the games, with the music, with the puzzles and everything. I, I just, I'm just so crazy about you, Carrie. And thank you. Thank you. And I do have me some coconut milk here. uh, okay, moving right along. Deanna Irving. Mm-mm-mm. What can I say about Miss Deanna Irving? I've been telling people she is my Simone of the YouTube streets, and everybody knows Deanna Irving will love you one minute and will cuss you out the next, and will talk about you so bad it made me want to get up undercover. And she wasn't even talking about me. I mean, come on, Deanna, you are my Simone of YouTube. And if you guys know Simone, and have ever watched any of her videos, she walks it, she talks it, and she shows it. I remember you and Josh and them being out there in the woods shooting off your little AKs and stuff like that. Oh yeah, she's not a woman y'all want to be ucking with down south. So Deanna Irving, thank you once again, baby. Uh, like I said, there's so many people on here that I listen to when it comes to the women, and I love the women. I've loved women all my life, so there's no sense in me trying to change up and try to find out, what my sexuality is. My sexuality has always been a heterosexual, you know, and whatever, if I turn a gay woman on and her partner doesn't like it, I'm sorry. If I turn another woman on and her husband doesn't like it, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that, but I'm an entertainer. I've been an entertainer since I was 16 years old, working in clubs, spinning records, watching grown folks do shit out there when I was a child, and getting into it with some of these grown folks. I'll iterate the stories and I'll go back and give you some of my barhood days. Did I cheat on women? Yes. Did women cheat on me? Yes. So let's not act like we're pure at heart or Puritan. You know, do I eat Quaker oats? Yeah. Just because I eat Quaker oats doesn't make me a Puritan, though. Okay. Now, I want to talk about the guys on YouTube. And when I say talk about them, I don't mean in a loving way. I don't mean in a fashionable way. Because let's face it, all the guys here up here are mostly gay men. They're gay men. They say there are no straight men on YouTube. I beg to believe that differ. Because let's talk about Uncle Claude. We know Uncle Claude. And Uncle Claude, if you're here or listening, thank you. Thank you so very much for showing people that, hey, you could be with your wife for so many years, and when something tragic happens, you're still trying to carry on. You're that man, Uncle Claude, and I thank you for it. Uncle Claude's Grown Folks, not Grown Folks TV, but Uncle Claude's sports channel. That young man, to me, he reminds me of myself, because I did have a wife. I've been married 3 times, people. So let's not get it twisted. They say third time's a charm. Don't believe that bullshit. Okay. But anyway, to see a man that was so dedicated to his woman, to his queen, as he called her, I just want to say that, yeah, I just want to say, Uncle Claude, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you so very much for trying to show people, the young men out there especially, how they should treat their woman, how you stick by a person no matter what's wrong. Um, I just want to say I applaud you. I really do. That's coming from an old man looking at you at looking like to you as like a son that treated his daughter with royalty and respect, a son-in-law. Okay, you treated her with royalty. You treated her with respect, and I know you love her and miss her. So I can be on my platform and talk this way, and it'll make people think, oh, well, why is he so sentimental? Because I am, people. And if you would learn to be sentimental every once in a while instead of wanting to hear the fuck shit all the time, then maybe you would know what life is all about. Once again, I applaud you, Uncle Claude. Who shall I go to first that I can really? Okay, let's go to Duchess Kelly Love. Duchess, happy birthday to you, Duchess. Yeah, I've been following you. Happy belated birthday. I see you're off in the caves. You were off in the caves, and you're enjoying life. With Duchess, it started out. I looked at Duchess with the things that he did on YouTube, the things that he done with people on YouTube, the way he came up with the costumes and the dress and the hair and all this stuff. And he's got a partner. His partner, he shows, takes care of him, took care of him, takes care of him, whatever the case may be, people out there. You know, I was happy for Duchess because Duchess is living his life. He's a good guy. Oh, which brings me back to the woman part. And I don't want, like I said, if I leave you out, I'm writing you down right now and I'm going to go back and give you my honorable mentions on that. Okay. But Duchess, getting back to Duchess, um, you showed me that your creativity, your love of music, that's another thing. Your love of music, that's what drew me to you. The fun that we had on YouTube singing to each other. And once I was singing with you on YouTube, then I started to see where it was going with other people. This man singing with another man. Well, what do you ladies think or men think about groups that sing with each other or sing together? Are they all gay men? The Temptations, the Delphonics, the Four Tops? Are all those men that sing along with each other, are they gay? No, just because Duchess happens to be gay and I was up there on his platform talking with him and doing things, I had to be a gay man too. No, 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 no. But Duchess, thank you, man. Continue doing what you're doing. Your little shorts, your little clips, I watch them. I share you out. I drop you down. I drop down every once in a while and say hi. But thank you, Duchess. Let's get back to another guy that everybody knows, they love, they respect, they hate, they talk about him like he's a dog sometimes, or sometimes they say things to me that are asinine. James Morva, Treasure Lane. Thank you. Let me tell you when I feel I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm going to say the word treasure you, because you came on YouTube when you were going through your cancer treatment and you showed people while you were in chemo. That was the hardest. That had to be one of the hardest things to do. And then watching you when you were Treasure Lane and looking at the transformation that you made as an entertainer. See, a lot of people don't get it. I get it. James Caldwell is an entertainer. And just because he tried out for a show and they said no, doesn't make him less of a person, of an entertainer. I mean, let's face it, people. James is in a world to where straight people have never been. They've never been ostracized like a gay person has. And I know because of my grandson, and I speak of him, and I love him. I will kill a brick over my grandson. He is a gay young man. So, and James is way younger than I am, you know, even though he's old. Pardon me, James. But he's an entertainer, folks. He was an entertainer long before I believe he came on YouTube. You know, there are things that go on in the community in life that a lot of people can't see or won't see because we're not around it. You know, I thank you, James Caldwell. I thank you, Treasure Lane. And I thank you, Mother, for being who you are always. Moving right along. I ain't forgot you, Kimmy. That's where I got that from. Moving right along. So you guys see how we do have things that other people say here on YouTube that we listen to and we kind of copy off of or say their sayings. You know, I do that too. I do that too now. I find myself doing it. But anyway, like I said, getting back to the people on YouTube that I listen to the most, or I think about a lot of times because we've gotten in the kerfuffles. ODS, 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 ODS. What can I say? Your mud bank started me off with you. I remember you doing your mud bank with them long fingernails and the hair, the wig, and stuff like that. But it was intriguing. It's entertaining. I look at you now. I see how you try to play everything right down the middle. But ODS, you know you're messy. and I want to say to you, ODS, thank you. Thank you for being messy, you. Thank you for being the kind of person that I can say, well, hey, my cousin like that, just like ODS. Uh, the the food. Hey, I hate that you came in second place, but just remember, second place is better than no place at all. Always remember that. Uh, excuse me. I know this live. I didn't mean for it to be this long, but it might be because I got so many people out here I'm afraid. See, that's what's one thing about YouTube. If you don't mention people when they think they should be mentioned, when they do get up on their platform, they're going to da 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 da. Just forgive me, folks, because when I come back again, I will be mentioning other people. King Roman News. King Roman. Thank you. Thank you, King Roman. Because like I said, you started out here. I see how you started out with the celebrity news and all that. I don't forget that. But I also don't forget that we're all human beings. You have a life. You meet people in real life. You go out there and you socialize with people. You get in contact with people through Instagram and phone calls and all this stuff. But you entertain. You're entertained. Do I like some of the things that's being said? I'm gonna be a man and say no, I don't. But I listen. Why? Because you get thrown under the bus sometimes too. You get thrown under the bus too. Uh, excuse me. Yes, I know I got a cough. It's not from smoking weed, y'all. Trust me. Uh, I'm getting up there. Things happen to old folks as they get older. Am I going to share it? No, I'm not going to share it. But let's just say I'm just leaving people with thoughts that when I am through in his life, that, hey, that old man, he lived his, and I'm going to live mine until then. Jay Wilson. Jay Wilson. You're no pastor to me, Jay Wilson. Okay, first of all, uh, people say, Pastor, yeah, you got a degree and this and that, but you don't own your own church. So I can't call you pastor. To me, growing up as a child, a pastor was a man who had his own church, his own congregation that came to that building, not YouTube as a building, but came to a building on Sundays to worship and praise. You come up here to gossip, which is your right. I listen to you too. We've had our little kerfuffles, but I will never, ever refer to you as a pastor, Jay Wilson. You might have a degree in pastorism, but until you get that church and get up to that pulpit and preach besides playing an organ, because to me, that's all you do. And I'm not signifying. You have bought me entertainment because of the way that you act out there, the way that you do things with people, the way you say things to people, and especially the women on here. So, yeah, I listen to you. I'm not going to lie about it. Okay. I could go back to a lot of people like Brian. I listen to you, Brian. Brian, what can I say? Split personality. You know, you've had your bout with me too when I first got here. You've had your bout with me. I've seen maybe like the other night, I listened to you on the contest that the Miss O had. Speaking of the Miss O, thank you, the Miss O, for that contest. The way you acted when 88 came up there. Brian, are you sure you're gay? If you're, I mean, if you're transitioning into a man, whoa, please be honest with the next person that you meet. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Be honest, because they're talking about how you wooed and swooed and I gotta admit, you know, me being a man watching 88, shit, yeah, I used to go to strip clubs when I was younger, and I watched women just like Miss 88. Did I give up them dollars? I sure the hell did. So, but that's a real woman. Okay, so there on that one. Uh, who else should I? Like I said, Demiso, I mentioned you. Thank you, Demiso, for being yourself, being the doll that you are. Because I had an auntie, and we called her. Well, we called her a auntie, a bit, but her husband always called her doll. And why? Because she was pretty, just like you, dark skinned woman. You know, uh, she was just that, a beautiful black baby doll. And I want to thank you, Lee So, for speaking yourself in life sometimes. Yeah, you got caught up in some bull crap, and never mind. We're going to leave it at that. Continue doing good. The contest that you had with pizza was wonderful. Okay, I'm not going to try to knock it. I'm not going to try to knock anything that you guys do out here that's positive. The way you carried yourself as an MC woman, you did great, Demon So. Sorry that the songs got you, but Jackson, you're talking about weed is good for me. I can't do the weed, honey. I'm gonna try. I'll be honest with you. Within the next month and a half, I'm gonna talk to my doctor about some gummy bears. So that's getting off the subject. But anyway, Demon So, thank you so much for being a wonderful, wonderful person, wonderful person. Oh God, I almost forgot. I didn't mention her. Right, Mixology 99. My love, my heart, my girl. I don't mean to leave you out of that because you do bring Pops joy. You bring me joy in every which way with your music, watching you with your family, being a family, and your cooking. And for an old man, you don't know how much joy that brings to my heart. And the other mixology, girl, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If I was 20 years younger, I'd give you a run for your money. This old man, you're a beautiful woman too. And thank you for being you. Thank you for being yourself, the music that you play. And like I said, people that play music a lot. Dr. Soapy, oh yeah, Z, it runs through my mind. Dr. Soapy, can't forget about you. I don't know if you just stopped the music for a moment or you just wanted to take a break like I did, but thank you, Dr. Sophie. Your late night music and all that stuff. And for all people that come up here and want to play the music now, thank you guys. Thank you so very much for being cognizant of our Black heritage and our Black music. There are a lot of people that I will be talking to, and dropping, like I said, dropping my link and having fun, trying to have fun before I'm called to glory or before you're called to glory, because we know not the day or the hour or the time. We're here today and gone tomorrow. And I just want to reiterate, folks, when you're on the phones with people, if you're on Instagram and even here on YouTube, you don't need to record. Recording, if you're going to record, let them know, hey, I'm recording you, especially on phone calls now. Because if you notice, they're starting to let you know on the phones, hey, you are being recorded. And they tell you it's for training purposes, but what the hell they got to train? That's my point. Uh, be cognizant of what we do to one another here on YouTube. Because like I said, YouTube is an entity that we don't own anything. We throw the commercials in, and that's another thing. I'm not going to be throwing commercials in on none of my crap, because it takes away the thought process when you're listening to somebody and all of a sudden the commercial jumps up. They're getting paid big bucks for throwing them commercials in, but they're paying you pennies on a dollar. And the more you scream and holler, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be monetized. I'm like pizza. I don't need their money. I done made my money. I'm satisfied with what I got, be it more than some people got or less than some people got. I'm satisfied with my life, my lifestyle, the way I'm living right now. If I wanted to, I could travel. If I wanted to, I can go somewhere, buy me a burger, you know. But I chose to do it on my terms, not on nobody else's terms. Like here on YouTube, where we think we got to please a lot of people. And the only person you have to please is yourself. With that being said, thank you guys for listening. All those that came up, Jackson 2300, Miss Almond Brown. Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you so much, Almond Brown. I need to mention you too, darling, because you taking me to church on Sunday, even after I do my Sunday service on there with my music. Thank you so much, Miss Almond Brown, and your hairstyles and the stuff that you do with the people. You're wonderful. You're a wonderful person, and a basketball mom, a wonderful human being. Thank you, Miss Almond Brown. I'm just seeing some of the chat here, and I just want to say, you guys on YouTube, you may have hurt my feelings at one time. I may have hurt yours at another time. But all times I think about you. I do. I think about people. I think about people that aren't here anymore. I think about the people that may not be here tomorrow, you know. But all in all, at 75 people, I might be the oldest person in the black sector, beef sector, whatever sector. I might not be, but I dare them to just come up and try to have fun and live the way we used to live, be the way we used to be here on YouTube. That's another thing, that's striking pages and porn bombing each other. That's the way they expect us to act as black people. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, y'all. I'm not going to strike a page. I'm not going to, because there's such a thing as freedom of speech. But when the freedom of speech gets to where it wants to take away your freedom, then it's time to do something. Jay Dunn, where you at, child? I don't know if you listening or not. Yes, yes, that is so true. And I'm so glad you do that. I'm so glad you do that, Almond Brown. I have a friend here, a young friend like that. Her kids, they're they graduated from high school. They're in college. They're going back to college. She's a single mom, you know, and she works and she follows them on their journeys and stuff. And I applaud her for that. I applaud her for that. You know, that's an that's an awesome thing for a mother to be in their child's life, even if their dad's not with them. He may have passed on or anything. It's a wonderful thing to be a mother, lady. It's a beautiful thing to be a mother. But let's face it, the world is not perfect. Everybody's not perfect. Even me, I'm not perfect. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. When you do the best you can and you try to show that it's the best that you got, God will bless you. Trust me, God will bless you. I know I haven't been popping up things on here because, like I said, StreamYard is so crazy now, popping up things and putting it on stage, you put you up on stage, got taken down from stage and all that. I'm going to get used to it. I'm going to do it. But like I said, my reflection of YouTube right now is that I'm getting very, very disappointed in it. We should be able to do better. We should be able to control our own destiny when it comes to having a platform to where people can enjoy you. There's less criticism. Hey, we've got a we've got all kind of people on here. We got people that like the person that's in office. We got people that don't like them. But let's not, just because somebody may like them and they're black doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means they're misguided. Okay. That's all I'm going to say about that in politics. And when, if I don't agree with a person, they're misguided. So, and I love you, MU. So don't take it to heart. I had to put her in there. Like I said, I got a lot of people in my head. I've been around a lot of people. Pretty chocolate girl. Haven't forgotten you either, dear. I'm back up in there. Dolby. I'm just trying to think of the people I started out with. Boss Lady, New Jersey, wherever you're at, darling. Thank you. You made me into the old man I am today. Even just reading my book. We know. Rose Minute, thank you, darling. And we will get together and do some of those things that you want to do. We will get together and do some things that you want to do. Play that music, dear. Yeah, do those challenges. Houston Bread, wherever you are. I know you haven't been around. I haven't seen you in a while. Houston Bread, that's another lady. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Like I said, I have so many fond memories. And I also have bad memories, but the fond ones I want to keep in my heart. I want to keep with me. I want to be able to sit out there on my front stoop and think about it and smile when somebody says something goofy or did something silly. Yeah, even you, uppity. Even you, uppity. So what can I say? What can I say? Well, people, I've been on here long enough, boring everybody. And like I said, if I missed you, shouting you out, I won't forget you next time I come on. And with that being said, I'm going to say, you guys, take care of yourself. Be happy. Go out there and smell the roses. Just don't let a bee sting you in your nose. and we and we have a lot of bees out there, y'all. And I don't mean bees. So, bye-bye.